understand correctly, you're playing this with orchestra, right? Where are you playing this? When? When are you? Sorry? April. Okay. All right. So you're playing with them in the church, which is a really large church, and so and you're playing with the youngsters, huh? All right. So I have a piece of advice for you because one of my students just played with the orchestra a couple weeks ago. There's two dynamics that you need to have with that orchestra. You know what they are? Yes. So we're gonna play a little game. Can we place the piano on full stick?
Sure.
Great. So you play very well, and I can tell that you really enjoy the violin. You enjoy the violin? Yes. Okay. Are you nervous? Okay. Good. I'm going to make you even more nervous. All right. So we're going to play a little game because, and this is really good because when you play with an orchestra, is this the first time you've ever played in? Oh. All right. So we're going to warm you up a little bit. All right. So the very first time that you play with an orchestra, a concerto, it's very scary, and especially when you're playing with a youth symphony because they're just thinking about the notes. Okay. So you know you have the second violins who come in, and you can expect they're going. You know, they're not paying any attention to you at all. And then you're like, hello, like I'm here, you know, I'm trying to play piano. They're not worried about you at all, okay? So what we need to do to kind of get you prepared is we need to see how well you actually know this piece. Because when you go in to play with an orchestra, no matter how good the orchestra is or how bad the orchestra is, there's always some distractions. So what I want to do today is help you stay focused on the performance. So I would like for you to act as the youth symphony.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to play lots and lots of wrong notes, wrong rhythms, loud, obnoxious noises. You can play it as loud as you want, as soft as you want. I almost don't even want it to sound recognizable.
Okay.
Okay? Have you had a rehearsal with the orchestra yet? Bravo! So when you go in for your first rehearsal, this is what it's probably going to sound like. Right. So let's start at the very beginning. And your job is to keep going. The job of the conductor is to follow you. But if you get sidetracked by all the ruckus that's going on, then it's not good. All right? So stay as focused as you can and play to the back of the room. Okay? Here we go. All right, that sounds beautiful, but I can't hear you. Can you play forte? That's generally how the first rehearsal goes with orchestra. You come out and you're like, what just happened? Okay? Just to kind of prepare you. All right. Now, there's a couple things that you can do to really make sure that even if the orchestra is a disaster, and trust me, the final performance, it'll be fine, and it'll be great. And the orchestra will too. But it's a little scary when you're going in. And there's a couple things that you can do. One is you can execute your musical ideas a little bit more. Okay? So, for instance, if you want to take time, then I feel like you can actually physically show that with your body. And I also feel like you can execute your dynamics a little bit more by using more bow and also playing with a flatter bow here because you're playing with the youth symphony and it's really loud. Okay? So, can you try again from the beginning and play with a flatter bow here? Let's try again the regular way.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. You have to physically show that. You know, you have to physically show that there. Okay? Try it from the octaves. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, if I were the conductor, I wouldn't be able to follow that. You have to physically show can you physically show that? One more time. Your lead. That's the idea. Try one more time. You look unsure. If I'm the conductor and I'm following you and I have to lead 50 kids, I'm depending on you to show me the cue. Okay? Try again. Better. Now let's go on to the next, your lead on the next entrance. Yeah, be careful on your low notes. You make too much of a diminuendo and you have winds playing with you right there. You won't be heard. Okay? Dee-da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. As much as I want to hear this against an orchestra, not going to happen. Especially in that church because it's so gloomy. Now more. Here you go. much better. It sounds a lot more confident. As a soloist, your job is to lead the orchestra, okay? I feel like at times like you're following the orchestra, and while I appreciate that, I'm telling you, I'm warning you, that when you play with an orchestra, especially that's not accustomed to playing with soloists on a regular basis, you have to be very, very, very confident and be very direct in your entrances, okay? Because what if the second oboe doesn't come in at the right time? What do you do? Yeah, you gotta have a plan, okay? So I would encourage you, when you practice with piano, to, practice having your pianist slow down, get faster, play wrong notes, play wrong entrances, stuff like that, because it could happen, and you have to have a plan so that if something like that happens, that you don't get sidetracked, but that you can stay focused and keep going. Can I hear a little bit of your cadenza? All right, what do you want to say in the cadenza? What do you want to say? You're not sure. I'm not either. As a listener, I want to feel something. So, can you play the beginning of the cadenza, and can you make it sound happy? Was that happy? Were you happy? No? Were you sad? Unsure? Okay, try it again, and how about angry this time? Because as a performer, guys, as a performer, it's really important. People come to concerts, of course, to support us, but we listen to music because we want to feel something. And so, you as the performer have to make me feel something. So if you're happy, guess what? I'm gonna be happy. If you're sad when you play, I'm gonna be sad. If you're unsure, I'm gonna be unsure. So, whatever you choose to do, be very confident in that emotion. Try again.